The Chamber of 6 Doors. We go through a narrow doorway in the far corner of the room and walk down a long stone corridor. When we finally reach the end, we step into a round room with 5 doors in addition to the one we just exited. Each of the doors has an ornate brass nameplate fastened into the dark wood. These doors are the manifestations of the most important periods of your lifetime. What we just came through was your childhood. Tonight, we must navigate through the other 4 rooms. Motioning toward the final door, I say, I count 5. The 6th room is your future. There's nothing in there, besides hope and fear. He pulls on the handle, assuring it's tightly closed. Do not, under any circumstances, go in there. All right. I'm serious, Paul. Don't even touch it. If you get lost in any other room, it might take time, but I can find you. If you go in there, unless you have some magical trail of breadcrumbs, you'll be lost forever. Noted. Nicholas crosses his arms and walks toward me, pinching his chin with his thumb and forefinger. He cocks his head to the side and studies me for a moment as he searches for his next word. Paul, he finally says, all the moments in your life, all your regrets, are now just a keyhole away. What if I were to say you were getting the opportunity to change one moment of your life? What would you do with your second chance? That's the gift? I ask. Exactly. Nicholas turns and closes the door to the workshop. An opportunity to go back and change my past. My hands cover my face, as though showing my joy would be too overwhelming a thing. I could change everything. When I glance back at Nicholas, he's holding up a finger. 1 moment, Paul. You can only change 1 moment. And altering that moment could have a ripple effect, changing my whole life. Full of renewed energy, my body feels like it will shake apart if I don't start moving. Possibilities flood my mind. If my parents had stayed together, maybe I'd be happier or something. I don't know. What if... Oh! You know what? I could go back and change 9/11. Nicholas stares at me incredulously. How would you stop 9/11? I don't know. I could. As the puzzle pieces slip into place, a shiver runs up my spine. Fallujah. I swallow hard, listening to my voice as though I'm a witness, not the speaker. I have to redo what happened in Fallujah. That's what I have to do. I need you to consider what I'm saying very carefully, Paul. Amending a moment in your past can have terrible unintended consequences. Look, you came to me. I didn't ask for any of this. That's not true. He's right. It's not true. I've prayed for this to a God I no longer believe in an infinite number of times. I'm here because you need me. I get it, I ramble impatiently. I need to learn to take help when it's offered to me. Whatever, I accept your help, so let's go do this. Let me worry about the fallout. Nicholas squints at me, carefully appraising. So how does all of this work, I ask. What I saw back there, for starters, those weren't just figments of my imagination. This isn't a hologram or synapses putting on a fireworks show. I noticed things, details, I never did the first time they happened. Are we actually traveling through time? Basically, tonight we'll be traveling your timeline so you can re-examine the events of your life and gain a clearer perspective on what actually happened. How's that possible? There's no way for me to explain it. I'd suggest you don't focus so much on the how and worry more about following the rules. My eyes dart around the room. Show me which door gets me to Fallujah. It's locked. What we have is the key to the second door, which was in the first room. The key for the third is in the second, and so on and so forth. You can't get to one place without first visiting the other. That's the second rule. We go through each door to get the key to the next. Got it. Let's roll. You need to know the rules, Paul. I nod for Nicholas to continue. He watches me with annoyance as I cross my arms and tap my foot. Go on, I say. I need you to focus. This is literally life or death. Don't try to talk to the people on your timeline. They can't see or hear you, so it's a fruitless endeavor. Still, don't tempt fate. All right. Next,
As you know, you have a time limit. You have a limited time in each chamber. If the door closes and you're still inside, you'll be trapped for all eternity.
How do I know when the door closes?
You'll know, trust me.
Nicholas points at the 6th door.
I already said not to go in there, so there's just one more rule.
What's that?
You might be able to start controlling things. Not what happens, but when and where we appear. There's nothing wrong with doing that, but it's a powerful ability that can quickly take us off course. Don't abuse it.
Okay. I try to process everything I've just been told as I walk a circle around the chamber. Who gives me the key in each room?
Luckily, your subconscious left us a few clues about that.
I run my hand along each of the nameplates marking the doors, reading them aloud. Storge, Eros, Ludos, Philia, Agape. The final door, the one I've been cautioned not to open, is iridescent and seems to change depending on how the light hits it. Pragma or Philautia.
Nicholas asks, "What is that? Latin?"
It's the different classifications of love according to the ancient Greeks. I studied it in college. Storge is a sort of familial love, the natural affection between a parent and their offspring. Nicholas smiles as he steps toward the 2nd door.
Who better than Mom? And what about Eros?
The god of sexual attraction and desire. In Roman mythology, he was known as Cupid.
Ha! Makes sense. In this next room, you're a teenager.
A kind of purring laugh escapes from Nicholas.
Anyone in particular have you ducking Cupid's arrows back then?
I nod. Yeah, I know who we're looking for.